Hello and welcome to this training where we will look into how we can run PHP unit tests inside of PHPStorm. So basically what we want to do is to be able to make changes inside of PHPStorm, of course, and then we simply want to run the run button here and test that our tests are working. We can also use the keyboard, in this case Ctrl R, and we see that the tests are still running. You might already know that you can always run them from the terminal window. So you can either use bash prompt or PHPUnit if you have that globally installed, or you can use this long command. But this will always work because this will use the PHPUnit that is installed inside of the vendor folder, and it will use this PHPUnit XML file that is included in Magento core. So at the moment you might be running this every time that you want to make sure that the tests are still working as expected. But again, we are going to configure PHPStorm so that we can do that straight from here instead. As you saw, we had a conference question here and we have an answer here, so we have the solution here, but I felt that I want to have a video anyway. So let's get going. I'm going to change my project from Uplong to my clean project, so I will go to this one. And the first thing that we have to do is to go to our configurations. So let's go to languages and frameworks and then PHP. Here we need to add a new interpreter, so we are going to click here and add a remote PHP 7 because we're running Magento 2 here. And I'm going to expand this so that you can see my settings. I have a name and I'm using SSH credentials. Here we see that we have an IP address, and this is the same one that you have in your dev box. So in your dev box you have config/user YAML, and here you see that I have my Magento 2 dev box machine and I have this IP address, and this is what goes into the host field. Then you have the username, which is Vagrant, and the password is also Vagrant. Then you also need to add your PHP executable or whatever it's called, and in this case it's /user/bin/php, and that's it. So if I OK this, I can then I'll keep it as it is, but I'm going to expand the PHP setting tab and I will open up PHPUnit. Here I'm going to bring up these screenshots because I don't remember how to do it, but we want to add a new one, so I'm going to click the plus icon like this, and we will choose by remote interpreter. And here we will use the previous one that we have already configured, which is this one, and then hit OK. And then we need to change the radio button to use this path to PHPUnit, that par, and then we need to add our path to it. So in this case it's /user/local/bin/PHPUnit. So I will add it here, and that looks like we have everything in place. So I can now press OK. And now if I want to test my test that I have inside of this module, inside of test for example, I need to edit my run configurations. So I will click edit configurations, and as we can see here I have currently a couple of default settings, so that whenever I click the plus icon I can choose PHPUnit, and I have this already pre-filled. And in this case I want to test let's say Vimo/module widget video, and I need to choose the directory of my module, and in this case I'm not working in this project, so I'm going to change this. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change to this project, and then I'm going to choose my module inside the Vimo vendor folder in this case, and this is it. So now we have this, and I'm also going to use an alternative configuration file. This doesn't really matter which one we are using, as long as it's inside of dev/test/unit/phpunit.xml.dist. But just to be consistent, I'm going to use the same project here, like this. Oops. So let's just add /tdd and copy this and fix this. There we go. All right, that's it. So I can now click OK, and we see now that we have a configuration here for this module inside of this project. If I now click Run, we see that we have all of our tests. Now, if I would go into, let's say, this block, and I start making changes, let's say that I change this to Pablo Bug. This should obviously now fail my test, so now I can either click Run here or just type Control Refresh, and we see that we're breaking my tests. If I now fix this bug, save this, and run the tests again, we see that everything is back as expected. So that was it, and now you know how you can run PHP unit tests inside of PHPStorm. See you soon, bye bye!